Hey everybody, it's week 4. We're almost a quarter of the way through. Woo! Hey everybody, welcome to week 4. Hope your February is going well. Hope you went out and celebrated Groundhog's Day. It's a great holiday. Anyway, first off, let's talk about some of the stuff that came up in the homework. Please make sure you're submitting everything as attachments in Word format. I've been on about that one before. But I also want to make sure you're using Times New Roman 12-point font for your body text. This is spelled out in the syllabus and how I want stuff turned in. MLA format. And I want you to do on the homework too, because I want you to be in the habit of doing that. Now, if you don't from this point onward turn in stuff in Word format with Times New Roman, I'm going to make you do it again. Please get this right, because I really hate making you do it again. It's just kind of, ugh. Also, I will take late work in this class, but not on stuff that's time sensitive. And when I say time sensitive, I'm thinking of two things. Discussions and peer review sessions. These have a natural ebb and flow. Please make sure you get your stuff in time. And speaking of that, in the discussions, about half of you are not getting the full points because you're not following the directions. The directions are spelled out in the syllabus, and I've been including them on people who aren't following the directions. You have to have your initial post up by Wednesday. You have to reply to 2 people by Thursday, and you have to answer anyone who replied to you by Friday. It's a discussion. We need to be talking back and forth, and if you keep skipping parts of it, you're going to lose out a lot of points. I mean, yeah, it's 3 points out of a 10-point assignment, but there's 15 weeks here, and I think like 13 discussions, so that means you can get 40 points out of 1,000 missed just because you're not replying to the people who said something on your initial post. That's enough to bump you up a plus or a minus or something if you get it right. So please follow those directions. Also, for the pre-writing session, each pre-writing session I give you a different format for how I want you to do pre-writing. I'm asking this because I want to teach you a bunch of different ways to go about it. You can figure out which the best one is and then apply it to your own personal writing. And I've got a video for each one of those. I've had a number of people who did not follow the directions in the pre-writing 1 video for their pre-writing. So please watch the video and follow it. When I asked about your mental health, this is something I started doing when the lockdown went on. And in that time, particularly, people were very, 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 very stressed. And I wanted to make sure that they felt heard. I have suffered with mental health issues for a long time. I've thought for about 20 years I suffered through extreme depression. And it turns out that I'm really autistic. And getting help and talking to someone is really good. So talk to somebody if you're having mental issues. We have a counseling center on campus. They're free for students. So it can't hurt you. And if you can get to a professional of your own, by all means, take advantage of that. One of the major things that people were stressed about is time management skills. Luckily, we have a video on time management skills this week, and please do pay attention to it. And if you find yourself needing a bit more information, there are tons of resources out there for you online that can help you with time management. Really, this is one of the things we got to pay attention to in a college classroom, because unlike high school, I'm not with you every single day making sure you're staying up. You've got to do that yourself. And I know with all the commitments everyone has in their life, that can be a bit daunting. I keep lists. I have procedures. I follow patterns. Again, part because of the autism, but it's one of the things that really, really, really helps. So please take advantage of the resources you have available to you. Now, in terms of this week, there's a reading and there's some basic homework. You've got the voting for the metaphor 1-up. But the major thing I want you to pay attention to is your essay. We had the peer review session last week. You should be taking all of the information you got from that, not only from the people who left comments on your paper, but think about the kind of things that you saw in other people's papers. And use that information to make your essay as good as possible before it gets turned in. Now, the number one thing that I see when we do when I grade these essays, and we'll talk about the grading procedure next class time, is that a lot of people forget about the whole thesis statement topic sentence thing. We went over this in a video in week 1. Really, the thesis statement topic sentence, making your argument clear and explicit in those places. Clear in the thesis statement so I know what your paper is going to be arguing. Clear in each topic sentence so I know what role this paragraph is playing within the larger paper. You do those two things, that's a lot of what I see people do wrong. So spend some additional time looking at your thesis statement and your topic sentences. I like to say that I should be able to read just your thesis and your topic sentences and pretty much know what your argument is and where you're going with it. If I can't, and you should do this read through too, if you can't figure out the argument just from those things, you might need to make your structure a little bit more explicit. I think that's probably enough. You got enough work to worry about for this week. So please let me know if you have any questions. You can always hit me up via Remind, and I'm happy to get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, stress that argument, get your work in, follow the directions, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much, people. Bye.